Good day, good day. What a nice day this is. The rain's held off, although I hope, no offense, but I hope when we're done, the rain starts pouring later on today. We could use it, right? So, everybody around? Okay, thank you. But my name's Brad Dick. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for the city for the last 4 months. And before that, I was the Director of GSD, and I had the distinct pleasure of being over the park system. In fact, I actually worked with our team and conducted the meetings here at Clark Park. This park is very special to me. I'm not supposed to have favorite parks. Right, 32 years ago, I lived right behind Armando's, and this was my park to walk it every day. And I'm so glad that here we are 32 years later, and we get to do this wonderful thing. So I'd like to, first of all, I want to say thank you to the Clark Park Coalition. Anthony's going to speak. If you remember the Clark Park Coalition, raise your hand. Let's give everybody a round of applause. Thank you for all your hard work you've been doing for 30-some years now, Anthony? 32? Oh, well, I moved here. How is that ironic or what? So I'd also like to thank the General Services Department team. This park was designed by city employees. One of them lives in Southwest Detroit, and the other one lives in the city too. Jeff Klein, where are you? He's a little shy, he said sometimes, so applaud for him, make him blush, embarrass him. Yeah, he's going to hate me later. John DeReuter, where's John? Thank you, John, for your great work too. Planning team, Juliana and Shamari also. And also a big thank you to all the people who participated in the community meetings we had a couple of years ago. It seems like a lifetime ago with COVID and everything, but look at the end result now. So I also want to thank a special group, Hector Santiago, over here, Hector. Hector is the head of forestry. He's our head of forestry for the city, and with him are all the Skills for Life folks. These are folks that are a special training program that the mayor put together, that they're going to school working, and they're learning a skill like forestry and getting paid to work. So you guys are really special. Thank you. So other big things are coming soon. We got a zip line coming soon, and that's going to be funded by the Gilbert Foundation. They're going to talk about that later on. And we have other things coming, including we've worked with the Disabilities Department of the City of Detroit. We're going to be adding in tactile elements so that people who are disabled can actually touch and feel the elements to see what's going on in the park. So that's a unique feature, the first one in the City of Detroit. So anyway, with that said, I'd like to bring up Mayor Duggan to speak.
Thank you. All right. Well, how do you like it? Southwest Detroit has a higher concentration of children than any part of the city. But we didn't have parks and recreation options that matched that, were the kind of parks we deserved. And so 2 years ago, we completely rebuilt Romanowski Park. That got a lot better, didn't it? Then we went down to Riverside Park, which is basically abandoned industrial land, and we built one of the city's beautiful parks on the waterfront. Today, a $4 million improvement to Clark Park with the small soccer field, the junior basketball court, the fountain display, the picnic shelters, and all of the other amenities that were designed with the input of the Clark Park Coalition, designed to do what you wanted. Next week, if you go down the street, we're going to open Roosevelt Park across from the train station. And then within a year, a really spectacular park, the Ralph Wilson Park, will open near the post office. And so Southwest Detroit is going to go from a place that did not have quality parks to a place that has several of the most beautiful parks in the city of Detroit. That's what we deserve. This is a fun day. And so thank you to Brad Dick and the Parks team, to Invest Detroit, to the Clark Park Coalition, to the Gilbert Family Fund, to the Gordie Howe Bridge Company, the Kresge Foundation. To do one of these things, the whole community has to come together, and I'm just really happy to be here. Thank you.
Good job, Mayor. So I also want to give a special shout out. Councilmember Gabriela Santiago Romero and I spoke yesterday. She couldn't make it today. She's sorry she's not here, but she said she's anxious to jump in the splash pad this weekend when the sun's out. So if there's anybody here from councilmember staff, I'd raise your hand. But anyway, thank you. Thank you for coming today. And I'd also like next to introduce Maureen Anway from the S&F Strategic Neighborhood Fund. So Strategic Neighborhood Fund is a unique program that the city's been working on with investors to fund places like this and spaces like this. So this couldn't have been possible without a very generous donation from the Invest Detroit Strategic Neighborhood Fund. So I'd like to introduce Maureen Anway.
I'm Maureen Anway. I'm with the neighborhoods team at Invest Detroit. This project is an excellent example of Invest Detroit's mission to build thriving communities. Revitalization in neighborhoods can't just lead with real estate investment and in new residents. It also needs to consider everyday amenities like Clark Park, like the Bagley Streetscapes improvements. The Strategic Neighborhood Fund is a pooled fund of philanthropy from funders like the Kresge Foundation, the Davidson Foundation, the Ralph C. Wilson Foundation, and it's mixed in with public sector funding to improve parks like Clark Park. This park, Clark Park, holds a special place in our heart. Over 6 years ago, a Hubbard Farms resident asked Invest Detroit to do a participatory budgeting process whereby Invest Detroit would give $330,000 to a team of residents who led and managed a process to decide how to use that funding. Over 11 organizations, 36 residents, 40 Western International High School students led the process to spend that money. They collected 532 ideas from 230 different people for how to spend that money. They then took those ideas and turned them into 16 more detailed proposals that were put on a ballot, and residents voted on those ideas. The 3 ideas that were selected were adding more benches, picnic tables, trash cans to Clark Park, creating a chill zone where we're standing today, and then also building an accessible playground. After these proposals were voted on, the City of Detroit's General Services Department, Jeff Klein, John DeRuyter, very graciously incorporated those winning ideas into their Clark Park improvement plan. Local Southwest Detroit company DeSanios created handcrafted iron benches for the park. The playground now has an accessible play area with a splash pad. And the multi-use sports area incorporated the chill zone with basketball courts, a futsal court, ping pong tables. Invest Detroit could not be more appreciative to the mayor and his team for implementing the winning participatory budgeting ideas. We are also deeply grateful to the residents who put in countless hours engaging in this project. A special thank you to Congress of Communities, Raquel Garcia of Southwest Detroit Environmental Vision, and Maite Penman for the countless doors they knocked and conversations they had with residents. To Clark Park Coalition, Hubbard Farms Neighborhood Association, Southwest Solutions, especially Dan Peterson, Southwest Detroit Business Association, First Latin American Baptist Church for all of the times they hosted our community meetings. Thank you to former council member Raquel Castaneda Lopez and current council member Santiago Romero, who provided countless hours of support in helping these projects become a reality. Thank you to Janet Ray of Mission Lift for evaluating this process. Thank you to Maria Haddon, our consultant on the project. Thank you to Angel Garcia and Alicia Alvarez of Western International High Schools for supporting this initiative. Without Western's support of this process, it would not have been as impactful. Thank you to Life Directions and Build On for supporting students throughout the process. And lastly, thank you to all the students who participated in the process. Your energy and passion for your community was and continues to be truly inspiring. You are all leaders, and I cannot wait to see the positive impact you will continue to have on your communities. It has been my honor to get to know every person who engaged in this process. This is one of those projects I will always have been proud to have supported, and I speak for everyone at Invest Detroit when I say thank you for allowing us to participate. Thank you.
Thank you, Maureen. Next, I'm going to introduce J.J. Velez. He's the Director of Public Spaces for the Gilbert Family Foundation. Before that, J.J. was the Deputy Director of Recreation for the City of Detroit. And he promised me when he left to go to Gilbert that he wouldn't forget us, and he hasn't forgotten us. And so I'd like to have J.J. speak next, please.
Oh, Brad. Buen dia, and welcome to the day we all have been waiting for. My name is J.J. Velez. I am the Director of Public Space for the Gilbert Family Foundation. I want to take a moment to emphasize the significance of Clark Park, which is located in the heart of Detroit. It holds a special place not only because it's one of the city's oldest and utilized parks, but also because it deeply is cherished by this community. The residents of Southwest Detroit who reside in the vicinity of Clark Park have been dedicated stewards of this beloved space. At the Gilbert Family Foundation, we firmly believe that strong communities are fostered at home and thrive in public spaces. Our investments in green spaces create opportunities for residents to connect, improve their well-being, promote overall health and strength within their sense of the community. Clark Park, this space, it really embodies what we all believe at the foundation. We take immense pride in supporting programs and partnerships that share our mission in ensuring universal access to safe, clean, and modern public spaces for every Detroit resident with a half-mile radius of their homes. Every day, our dedicated teams, and some of them are here in the audience, diligently work to foster equitable, expand opportunities, and amplify the voices of all individuals of this great city. Investing in public spaces like the ones we have here at Clark Park enables us to create unique avenues for residents to connect, enhance their well-being, and strengthen their sense of community. Our investment has brought remarkable new amenities to this park. We are thrilled for all of you to enjoy these amenities. We are honored to support programs and partnerships that align with our goal of providing universal access to public spaces for all Detroiters. Gracias y vete con amor. Thank you.
And before we cut the ribbon and take questions from the media, we're going to have our final speaker, one of the best guys I know, who's just a hard, tireless worker for Southwest of the city of Detroit, who's not only is he invested, but his family's invested in the city, and they're just great people. Anthony Benavides is the director of Clark Park Coalition.
Good morning, everyone. Just want to say a big thank you to the mayor, the funders, all the people that came together, all the city workers that put all their effort into making this park what it is today, and all the city residents as well. I see a lot of our baseball players here. I see a lot of our soccer players here. I see Hector here. I see a former Clark Park baseball player himself. And I see the teachers here from Earhart. Just a big shout out to them back there. It was a big effort, a working effort to put this all together, and it comes from the top. Thank you again, Mr. Mayor, and JJ, and Maureen. And 32 years ago, Clark Park Coalition came together when the center and ice rink was closed. And that was a mouse. Anyways, it came together, and the community residents came together, and could never imagine what's taking place right now. 30 years ago, this was a different park. And now you see all this vibrant color and all this amenities here. And it's just, we're just so grateful for the investment in the park. As JJ said, Clark Park is the hub of our community. We call it the town square here, where people have their quinceañeras here. They have people take their photographs of their wedding on the ball field, Chice, and I had mine in the ice rink. So anyway, so this is a place where people come for events, come to play, and come to exercise. Now that it's always been an exercise place. Now we're going to take it further with the exercise machines back there that we got from the Gordie Howe people. So, and I can tell you, based on all the phone calls and messages and recordings we had on our phone, kids were ready. The neighbors were ready to come out here. Matter of fact, they tore the fences down to get out here. The kids were ready, and so were the neighbors. So we're so glad that it's open. The neighbors can come out, residents can come out, enjoy the place, and just enjoy the amenities here. The key will be to keep these amenities up in good condition so that families can continuously use them. So we have to continue that effort in keeping them up. We are going to have another celebration July 8th here at Clark Park, and we'll have some additional food and sports demonstrations and a fun-filled event for residents, and that's thanks to Invest Detroit, once again. So on behalf of the Clark Park Coalition, I want to say thank you again to the city, all the funders and supporting the vibrancy of our community. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for coming out. Enjoy.
Thanks, All right, well, so we'll take a couple of questions from the media, but first, after media, we're going to cut the ribbon. So if any parents would like their kids to cut the ribbon, I see, well, one eager young lady right here. Your father should come up with you to help, so you can. We have 6 kids. We want to help cut 6 kids help cut the ribbon. So I'm being told back here. So any questions to the media before we go on? Any questions? All right, let's go ahead and cut the ribbon then. Okay.